Welcome to today's deep dive. We are jumping straight into a really fascinating stack of art history essays and gallery archives today. Our mission is to explore the enduring enigma of the 17th century Dutch master, Johannes Vermeer.
Right. Arguably one of the greatest painters of all time.
Exactly. We want to figure out how he managed to transfigure entirely ordinary moments into, well, something completely sublime. And I think the perfect place to start is just with the sheer scarcity of his work, because despite his massive global fame today, there are only about 36 of his paintings known to survive.
Just 36. That scarcity really defines his legacy. But to understand it, we have to look at his environment in Delft. Growing up, his father was both an innkeeper and an art dealer.
Which means he was completely immersed in the business of art from day one.
Completely immersed, yeah. He was constantly surrounded by this rotating inventory of paintings and traveling artists. And seeing the varying quality of commercial art firsthand likely drove his intense obsession with perfection, elevating his own craft. His life was intense, too. He converted to Catholicism to marry into a wealthy family, had 15 children, and despite his immense talent...
And died in severe debt, right?
He did, at just 43 years old.
Which is mind-blowing. Given how highly he is regarded today, how is it possible that a master of this caliber completely vanished from art history for 2 centuries?
Well, it really comes down to his business model. Because his process was so painstaking, his output was incredibly low. He painted primarily for a very small circle of local patrons. So when he died, his work didn't disperse across European courts.
It just stayed consolidated in Delft.
Exactly. He remained in deep obscurity until the 1850s, when a French art critic named Étienne-Joseph Thoré encountered his work. Thoré realized its singular brilliance and basically systematically tracked down his surviving pieces to reintroduce him to the world.
And Thoré didn't just rediscover man, he rediscovered a totally unique visual language. When you look at the archives, what was it about Vermeer's style that made Thoré so obsessed? It seems heavily tied to that signature domestic setting, where that cool, natural light almost always pours in from a window on the left side of the canvas.
Oh, the light is the key to everything with Vermeer. He was intensely preoccupied with optics, studying how light behaves and how focus shifts across a room. Historians often point to his use of the camera obscura, which was an early optical device.
But he wasn't simply projecting an image and tracing it like a stencil?
No, not at all. He was observing early optical phenomena like halation, or circles of confusion. These are those tiny blurred discs of unfocused light you see in photography. Vermeer explicitly mimicked these effects with his paint. He was effectively bridging the gap between fine art and early optical science long before the invention of the modern camera lens.
That's fascinating. And looking at the gallery notes for pieces like View of Delft, the vibrancy of those scenes is extraordinary. How did he physically achieve that level of luminosity?
Through a combination of painstaking layering and what you could really call color alchemy. To make those paintings look luminous from within, he built up multiple semi-transparent glazes, letting light pass through the paint and bounce off the canvas underneath. Furthermore, he was essentially painting with crushed gemstones.
Right, like for the vibrant blue turban in Girl with a Pearl Earring.
Yes, he used precious lapis lazuli ultramarine for that, which was astronomically expensive. And in View of Delft, he applied a thick lead tin yellow, layering it so densely that the church tower catches the light and literally shimmers.
The novelist Marcel Proust considered View of Delft to be the most beautiful painting in the world. Knowing the chemistry behind it makes that even more resonant. And since you brought up Girl with a Pearl Earring, the sources highlight something truly astonishing about its execution. As you listening likely know, it isn't a portrait.
Right, it's a trony, a character study of an imaginary figure.
Yeah, and the execution of that central pearl is a perfect example of his mastery of illusion.
It is pure magic. If you examine it closely, there is no drawn outline or solid form. It's created with just 2 masterful strokes of white paint.
Just 2 strokes.
He placed one bright highlight at the top to catch the light source and a soft, muted reflection of the subject's collar at the bottom. Your eye just fills in the rest of the sphere.
It's pure optical manipulation. And he brings that same level of subtle control to his domestic scenes, whether it's a woman dozing at a table or tuning a lute. The composition casts you, the viewer, as a spellbound voyeur peeking into a private, quiet world. And the archives point out a recurring detail to watch for. Maps and globes often appear in the backgrounds of these rooms, serving as subtle nods to Dutch pride in navigation and cartography.
Those quiet moments are central to his enduring appeal. When we bring this all back to you, the listener, Navigating a modern world of constant, frantic motion, Vermeer's work stands as an open invitation to pause. He took mundane, everyday actions and elevated them, proving that there's profound beauty to be found in stillness.
I love that. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought to mull over. Modern X-ray analysis of his painting, A Maid Asleep, reveals that Vermeer intentionally painted out a man who was originally standing in the doorway.
Wow.
Yeah, he actively erased the figure to heighten the ambiguity and mystery of the scene. It makes you wonder how many other erased figures and hidden secrets are lurking just beneath the tranquil surfaces of his other masterpieces.